I'm Chuck Bass.
He's Chuck Bass.
The favourite line is this. I walked into one of the apartment sets, and there's this young girl, and she says to me, "Oh my God, Chuck Bass, you're like the devil." And Chuck replies,
Finally, some truth in advertising.
My favorite fight was when the girls were applying to college and both Serena and Blair went to a party at the dean's house.
Shut up! You shut up!
And they just had so much fun doing it. They really went for each other, and it was just hysterically funny.
I think about Serena and Blair laughing and taking pictures of themselves in season 1 as best friends.
My favorite location for a long time really was the Palace Hotel because we shot there for quite a lot in our first 3 seasons.
New York is such an amazing character. It is, of course, one of the biggest characters of the show, one of the leads, we'd like to say. And finding new places to go to, or the old places that are so hot, is a really fun thing.
When we first shot in New York, no locations would have us. Everybody's like, "What's the show?" Except for the Palace Hotel.
Except for the Palace
They accepted us early and had to earn it. We had to earn New York's love.
Yeah. We shot operas and ballets and hotels and concert halls and like anywhere you can think of in New York. I'm always walking down the street like, oh, I want to shop there. Wait, we've shot there.
The Steps of the Mat are very special to us. That sort of was one of our first high school touchstones. Grand Central Station. I love all like the big
Iconic New York.
Yeah.
That's where you kind of pinch yourself.
See, I love shooting in Paris, so that was my favorite. We got to shoot outside Chanel in Paris. I mean, that was pretty incredible. Karl Lagerfeld came by and visited. That's just like, that's it.
there was one scene where me and Ed shot, right? We're in a fight from the first season.
I don't know.
Did you sleep with her, huh?
But there was about 300 teenage girls and their mothers sort of quarantined off to the side. Every time they yelled cut, they would all just freak out and cheer. It was like theater. And that kind of sticks out in my mind as a point of no return, I guess.
The Gossip Girl wouldn't even be what it was without sort of the look and the feel, and that is very, very much driven by the crew. I mean, they work so hard. They can make a church on the Upper East Side look like a royal wedding. They can make a dingy club downtown look like the chicest, hottest club you've ever been to.
It's one thing when you're doing a pilot and you're creating a template and everyone kind of like digs deep and brings their best ideas, but to keep doing that every episode for years and years in a series is really hard to do. Blair's wedding is probably the epitome of that. It's like our 3rd wedding or 4th wedding on the show, and they still managed to make it. Just feel incredibly special and new, and every detail really, really thought through.
We've done weddings before and big events before, but this surpasses all of them in terms of the level of production value, the nature of the locations, the budget, the clothes, the dress.
The church looks incredible, St. James Church. They did a special runner for the aisle that had the BL, the Blair and Louis sort of logo woven into it. The dresses were amazing. Vera Wang did not 1 but 2 dresses, especially for Blair.
When we were shooting it, it was very, very emotional.
We're walking down the aisle, we come down, and there's Margaret dissolved in tears like it's a real wedding. And she starts to make me cry.
Because it seemed real. The church was full, the music was playing, he's walking down the aisle.
I'm proud of a lot of the scenes that we've done, and in fact, something that we talk about for each episode is kind of like, in this episode, what's that iconic scene? What's the scene that's like the one sheet that's the poster for the episode? But probably for me, Chuck and Blair's scene in Gare du Nord in the Paris episodes is one of my favorite scenes ever. I just thought it was, I might get a little emotional talking about it.
knowing that I wanted Blair to run off with Chuck, like I was on Chuck's side in that episode. That was hard, to sort of want one thing as a audience member who loves the show and know that we need to do another thing because Blair, that's what Blair was feeling.
It was just so beautiful. The visual of her in her orangey red gown with her incredible jewels that we literally had a man from Harry Winston and he had a German Shepherd with him keeping an eye on those jewels at Gare du Nord. And the image of them with the train station in the background as Chuck is about to leave forever and sort of turn his back on his identity. For me, that's everything of the show. That's the fashion, the emotion, the long-term character arcs, the romance, the friendship, because I ultimately do think that that was the big thing that came across in that scene. It wasn't about, did Blair think that she and Chuck were going to end up together? It was just wanting him to come back to be in her world.
Your world would be easier if I didn't come back.
That's true. But it wouldn't be my world without you in it.
We definitely have some ideas about how the series is going to end. I think it's hard to write these characters if you don't have that sense of end game of like where you think everyone should end up. But you also want to be able to be surprised.
One of the things also about the show, because the characters are growing, what they want grows and changes as well. So in a weird way, even if I thought that I had some idea of how I wished that it would end, I think that that has changed over time.
Each and every one of the actors on the show has grown immeasurably during the course of making the show. But to be thrust into the limelight in the way that they were and being given the responsibility to portray these characters day after day, week after week, you know, it's a lot of responsibility. They've really maintained their good-heartedness and have been caring towards the crew, and I really feel like we've been very lucky.
It's been great. I'm sure the cast will tell you that it's kind of like going to college. You know, it's that feeling of like you're with people for 5 years. It's a really hard job.
Everyone feels like a family member, and it's wonderful that we've had all these experiences together, but I hope it lasts longer.
It's just been an amazing experience to sort of watch these actors become huge stars, be able to work with this incredible crew.
What I love to tell people that ask me about the show is that all the cast members are exactly how you hope they are.
And the fans have really kept us afloat, and that means they've kept us afloat. They've kept me personally afloat and living in New York City and happy. So nothing but the most genuine gratitude. Thanks.
The word Gossip Girl is a lot more than a show. It's a lot more than 100 episodes. The word Gossip Girl is just a thing and a phenomenon unto itself.
I'm so grateful to be able to work with this team and to know these actors and the writers and everyone in New York, but also to really, really fall in love with the characters and feel like this world is real. That's what it means to, I think, create something when you feel like it's kind of got a life outside you.
Congratulations, high five.
Mwah.